So it's Friday, July 17th, 2026. Um, it's an interesting time. I'm getting back into my job search. I'm getting back into my software engineering bag. Um, just grinding on leak code. Um, going back over system design, and it's interesting just reflecting on the spiritual journey that I've been on um, while I've been on hiatus from software engineering. I'm realizing that so much of spirituality and so much of the world can be encapsulated in computer science terms. And there's a reason why we strive for mastery, because mastery allows us to view the world in a different way. It allows us to manipulate through skill, and our brain processes inputs and then turns them into outputs. And so in the same way, that's what we're doing in our spiritual lives too. We're taking our inputs that God is giving us. God plus our free will ends up giving us the output. And so what can we control? The only input that we have in this equation is our free will, is our decisions. And in the same way that computer science is just 0 and 1s at the end of the day, we also just have these choices which are not as finite as 0 and 1. It's more like we are quantum computers, because we don't have to just make binary choices. We can go absolutely all in, or we can go slightly in. And I think that's one way that you can look at the world in general. Computer science is all about abstractions. It's all about making the difficult more simple to understand. And so in the same way, once you navigate life, when you're navigating life, you'll go through something that's really complicated at first. But then you'll figure out shorthand, you'll figure out shortcuts, you'll figure out ways to make it easier. And in the same way, the container that holds all of your problems, it might have looked really huge to you, say when you were younger. But now that same container, that same problem looks so small because you had already moved past it, and now you use it as a building block. And that's our spiritual lives too. We're building on top of previous knowledge. We're building on top of previous decisions. And I'd like to just encourage anyone who is struggling with their autonomy, struggling with the way that things are. It's a lot simpler than you think, because God controls so much. God controls so much of the variables that you can focus on yourself and how you're going to respond. That's how I've made it so far, despite all the things that have happened in my life. And I hope that thinking this way can help you too. God bless you.